Hello everyone and welcome to my CSOU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Savannah Chrisley admits she'd given up before parents' pardon. Savannah Chrisley has admitted that she gave up before her parents were pardoned. This was a hard-fought journey for the Chrisley family. However, Savannah was the one who fought the hardest in the public eye. So by the end, she had no clue what to do that she hadn't already done. Savannah has opened up about how she was feeling moments before the pardon. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Savannah Chrisley fought hard for parents' release. Savannah Chrisley was working non-stop to get her parents out of prison. She was showing up to press conferences, doing her podcast, getting in touch with the government, etc. She did not stop trying until her parents were free. Savannah had to take a lot on, though. She gained custody of her younger siblings, Chloe and Grayson. Not only this, but she seemed to be working harder than her other siblings to get her parents out of prison. Regardless, this was a hard time for them all, and they all wanted their parents to come home. Todd and Julie Chrisley were officially released from federal prison and have started speaking out on their different experiences. She admits she had given up before their pardon. Savannah Chrisley has admitted that she had given up right before her parents were pardoned. She was at the lowest of lows before getting the call from Donald Trump. However, shortly after feeling this way, she got the call that her parents were getting out. It seems as though Savannah was at her breaking point. She did not know what else was left to do. Nothing was happening, and she had lost hope. However, the second she gave up was when she got the call that they were going to be free. In the end, her hard work did pay off. Who knows where they would be without Savannah's help? What do you think about this? Are you shocked she hit her breaking point? For nearly 2 years, Savannah Chrisley wore a brave face. The glossy social media posts, inspirational podcast episodes, and fierce loyalty she displayed for her parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley, painted a picture of unshakable strength. But in a raw and emotional confession that's sending shockwaves through Chrisley Nation, Savannah has finally peeled back the layers of her public persona and revealed the dark truth. She had given up hope completely before the shocking news of her parents' potential pardon emerged. "I stopped believing in miracles," Savannah admitted during a tearful moment on her podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley. "There was a time when I didn't even pray anymore. I was just surviving." This heartbreaking admission is a stark contrast to the woman who has long been viewed as the backbone of the Chrisley family since Todd and Julie began serving their prison sentences for tax evasion and fraud. But behind the confident Instagram captions and courtroom advocacy, Savannah was crumbling. Rock bottom in designer heels. Savannah, always known for her love of glam and grit, described her life in the wake of her parents' sentencing as a series of emotional crashes hidden behind contour and courage. "I felt like I was drowning with a smile on my face," she confessed. "People would come up to me and say, 'You're so strong,' and I'd nod, but inside, I wanted to scream." Taking custody of her younger brother Grayson and niece Chloe at just 25, Savannah was thrust into a parental role she never anticipated. She found herself juggling grocery store meltdowns, school projects, and therapy sessions while trying to keep her own head above water. "I'd be packing school lunches with one hand and answering legal emails with the other. I didn't even recognize my own reflection some days," she said. "There were moments I'd sit in my closet and just cry until my eyes were swollen shut." A flicker of hope. While Savannah kept fighting publicly, attending court hearings, doing interviews, and advocating for prison reform, she confessed that behind the scenes, her hope had all but vanished. "I stopped checking for updates from the attorneys. I avoided the news. I couldn't even walk past a courthouse without my chest tightening," she revealed. "I was numb. I thought, this is it. They're going to die in there, and I have to make peace with that." Then something shifted. She received a late-night call from one of the family's attorneys that changed everything. There was talk of new evidence. Emotion was gaining traction, and most shockingly, whispers began to circulate about a presidential pardon, a possibility Savannah hadn't dared to consider in months. I was speechless, she said. It was like someone cracked open a window in a room of pardon and persistence. As the legal process unfolded, Savannah found herself reawakened with a sense of purpose she hadn't felt in months. It was like I'd been sleepwalking, and suddenly I remembered how to dream again, she said. She ramped up her advocacy, met with lawmakers, and leaned into uncomfortable conversations about the flaws in the justice system. This isn't just about my parents anymore, she explained. It's about every family torn apart by a system that needs change. Savannah became more vocal about prison conditions, including her mother's lack of medical care and her father's struggles with mental health behind bars. They're not just inmates, they're people, and they deserve dignity, she stated firmly. As the possibility of pardon moved from rumor to reality, Savannah's social media began to reflect a cautious optimism. I allowed myself to feel hope again, and that scared the hell out of me, she laughed. Hope can be so fragile, but I held onto it like it was the last piece of me I had left. Family first, always. Despite everything, Savannah has made it clear that her parents' potential release is not the finish line, it's the beginning of a new chapter. If they come home, I want them to come back to a life that feels safe and full and healing, she said. I've changed so much, we all have, and I know rebuilding won't be easy, but it'll be worth it. Her bond with Grayson and Chloe has only deepened, and she credits them for giving her the strength to carry on. They saved me, she said, her voice cracking. On the days I wanted to disappear, they reminded me that I was needed. She also shared a touching detail about the moment she told Chloe about the pardon news. She looked up at me with tears in her eyes and asked, "Does this mean I get to hug Nana again soon? I've never prayed harder for anything in my life." A message to the broken, now standing in a place of cautious hope. Savannah has a message for anyone who's faced the kind of despair she once felt. If you've given up, I see you. I've been there. And I promise you're allowed to break, but don't stay broken, because the day you stop believing might be the day right before the miracle. Her raw honesty is a departure from the polished image many have come to associate with her. But Savannah insists this version, messy, vulnerable, and real, is who she truly is. Maybe I had to lose my hope to find my purpose, she mused. And maybe, just maybe, the story isn't over yet. As the Chrisley family waits on official word regarding the pardon, Savannah is walking forward with a new kind of strength, not the kind that comes from pretending everything's fine, but the kind that's forged in the fire of truth.